Welcome to Manufacta. Did you know your eyes don't actually see the world? They capture light. The light enters through the cornea, passes through the lens, and finally reaches the retina at the back of the eye. Here, photoreceptor cells convert the light into electrical signals. It's our brain that interprets this light, creating the vibrant, three-dimensional world we experience. The electrical signals travel through the optic nerve to the brain, where the visual cortex processes them. This is where the magic happens, transforming raw data into the rich tapestry of colors, shapes, and movements we perceive. But sometimes, this interpretation can be tricked, leading us down the rabbit hole of optical illusions. These illusions play with our perception, making us see things that aren't really there or misinterpret what we see. They challenge our understanding of reality. These illusions, far from being mere tricks, offer fascinating glimpses into the complex workings of the human brain. They show us how our brain processes visual information, sometimes making educated guesses based on past experiences and context. This can lead to surprising and often amusing results. They reveal the shortcuts our brains take, the assumptions they make, and the ingenious ways they construct our visual reality. By studying these illusions, scientists can learn more about the brain's inner workings, helping us understand not just how we see the world, but how we think and perceive in general. Optical illusions are more than just curiosities. They are windows into the mind's incredible capabilities. Think of your eyes as cameras, capturing light reflected off objects. Just like a camera lens, your eyes gather light and focus it to create an image. But unlike a simple camera, the human eye is a complex and dynamic organ, constantly adjusting to different lighting conditions and distances. The lens focuses this light onto the retina, a layer of cells at the back of the eye. The retina is a sophisticated structure composed of millions of photoreceptor cells that are sensitive to light. These cells are divided into rods and cones, each playing a unique role in our vision. These cells, like tiny pixel detectors, convert light into electrical signals. Rods are responsible for vision in low-light conditions, while cones detect color and fine detail. Together, they work seamlessly to provide a full spectrum of visual information. These signals travel through the optic nerve to the brain. The optic nerve acts as a high-speed data cable, transmitting vast amounts of information in real time. This journey from the eye to the brain is incredibly fast, allowing us to react to our environment almost instantaneously. Here, in the bustling control center of our perception, the real magic happens. The brain is not just a passive receiver of visual data, it actively interprets and makes sense of the information it receives. This process involves multiple regions of the brain working in concert. The brain decodes these signals, piecing together the shapes, colors, and movements that make up our visual world. It integrates this data with our memories, emotions, and other sensory inputs to create a coherent and meaningful experience. This intricate dance between the eyes and the brain is what allows us to perceive and interact with the world around us in such a rich and detailed way. One of the brain's most impressive feats is perceiving depth in a two-dimensional image. It does this by relying on cues, like the relative size of objects and the way lines converge in the distance. This is the principle behind linear perspective, used by artists to create the illusion of depth on a flat canvas. Our brains, accustomed to these cues in the real world, readily fall for the illusion. Light and shadow play a crucial role in shaping our perception of form and depth. The way light falls on an object, the shadows it casts, all contribute to our understanding of its three-dimensional shape. Illusions often manipulate light and shadow to trick our brains. By strategically placing shadows, they can make flat objects appear to pop out or recede, creating a convincing but ultimately illusory sense of depth. A splash of color, where perception plays tricks. Color, while seemingly straightforward, is another area where our perception can be easily swayed. The way we perceive a color is influenced by the surrounding colors, a phenomenon known as color constancy. Our brains, striving for consistency, adjust our perception of a color based on its context. This can lead to illusions where identical colors appear different because of their surroundings, highlighting the brain's active role in constructing color perception. The Mueller-Lyer illusion lines taking a detour. The Mueller-Lyer illusion is a classic example of how our brains rely on context to judge size and distance. Two lines of equal length are presented, one with arrows pointing inward, the other with arrows pointing outward. Despite being the same length, the line with outward pointing arrows appears longer. This is because our brains interpret the arrows as cues for depth, associating outward pointing arrows with corners that are closer to us. Rubin's vase, a two-faced wonder. Rubin's vase, also known as the figure ground illusion, demonstrates the brain's tendency to focus on a single interpretation of an image at a time. The illusion consists of a central image that can be perceived either as two faces or as a vase. Our brains can't see both simultaneously. We switch between the two interpretations, highlighting the brain's active role in selecting and prioritizing visual information. The brain, a master of assumptions. These illusions underscore a crucial point. Our brains are constantly making assumptions about the world based on past experiences and ingrained patterns. These assumptions, while usually accurate, can be exploited by clever illusions. Optical illusions, therefore, are not glitches in the system. They are testaments to the brain's remarkable ability to create a cohesive visual experience from limited and sometimes ambiguous information. Unveiling the secrets within. In this chapter, we delve deep into the fascinating world of the human brain and its intricate workings. By studying how our brains are tricked by these illusions, we gain valuable insights into the neural mechanisms underlying perception. These illusions are not just mere tricks, they are windows into the complex processes that define our reality. We begin to understand how the brain processes information, makes sense of ambiguity, and ultimately constructs our visual reality. The brain is constantly interpreting and reinterpreting the data it receives, creating a seamless experience of the world around us. Optical illusions, with their playful deceptions, serve as a reminder that what we see is not always an objective reflection of the world. They challenge our perceptions and force us to question the reliability of our senses, but rather, a beautiful and often surprising interpretation crafted by the extraordinary organ inside our heads. The brain's ability to create such vivid and convincing illusions is a testament to its incredible power and complexity. Through these illusions, we can explore the boundaries of human perception and gain a deeper appreciation for the brain's role in shaping our experience of reality. If you found this video interesting and want to discover more about how things are made, built, explored, discovered, or manufactured, be sure to give this video a comment, a like, and subscribe to Manufacta.